So Dave mentioned this is like a competition for all the comedians who didn't go to the Edinburgh Festival. Hello, by the way, you're right. But I remember when I broke the news to the comedy community that I wasn't going to go and do Edinburgh this year, and everyone was just like, what? I mean, you do so well, you've got it. And some comedians were like, can we even really call it a comedy festival if you're not going to... It wasn't any of the comedians here tonight, so don't ask them about it outside, but other ones. And there was talk of a boycott, and I was like, no, you go, have fun. And the reason I decided not to go this year, it was mainly my decision. If I'm being totally honest, the festival organisers had some say in the decision as well, but. No, for me, the main reason was that I didn't want to go. I wanted to make sure I was eligible for the Comedy Virgin's I'm Not Going to Edinburgh competition. Because to me, that's the biggest, most important event of the comedy calendar. Judges, if you just want to might get me a few points, mightn't it? It's not as good as having cancer, but you never know. You never know, do you? No, but the other reason was, the Edinburgh Festival these days, it's become so like corporate and commercialised and sterile. And back in the glory days, it used to be really about the art of stand-up, and it used to be a bit more wild and crazy. I wasn't there or anything, but I've heard I've heard proper comedians talk about it on podcasts, and it does sound good. The other problem with the Edinburgh Festival, these days the cost, it's so expensive, the travel and the accommodation. The only people who end up being able to perform are, a load of overprivileged, straight, white men, which you think would actually help me to get booked, but apparently not. I suppose it won't matter soon, will it? Because I keep hearing about AI and how that's going to, comedians and writers and creative people, they're going to be put out of a job by AI. I keep hearing about this. And at first I wasn't too worried about it, because I just thought, all right, let's say there is like a heartless, soulless robot out there who can tell a half-decent joke. I mean, Jimmy Carr's been around for years, hasn't he? And we're all still here. But people keep going on about it and saying it's going to change the industry, we're all going to be out of a job. So I decided, I need to know, how worried should I be? I need to know, can AI do what I do, right? So I downloaded that ChatGPT and I asked it to write a joke in my style. Do you want to hear what it came up with? Yeah. I wrote it down. So I downloaded it, I typed in, can you write a joke in the style of Luke Richards, right? And it is quite shocking what it came back with. Are you ready? Who is Luke Richards? This is a machine with instant access to the largest collection of information ever compiled in the history of the world. So comedy's tough. And what I thought I'll do is I'll look around and see how do other people deal with it, what do other struggling comedians do. And a lot of struggling comedians these days, they blame the cancel culture, don't they? The woke brigade, it's ruining comedy, you can't say anything anymore. So I thought I'd give that a go, yeah. Anything other than like work on yourself and, fuck that. But in the end, I found that quite hard to get into, because all those comedians are always saying, we need more freedom of speech, more freedom of speech. But I reckon I have at least one conversation a day where I think, I wish this wasn't allowed. Do you know what I mean? Like Janet from work's telling you about her kids and you just think, where's the bloody thought police when you really need them? So I'll leave you on some advice. Maybe you're like this, or someone like this, right? My sister, she always gets into these like terrible relationships like over and over again with the same kinds of men. It always ends up in tears. And eventually I said to her, you do know the definition of insanity, right? Which is attempting the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Thank you. Now, she didn't listen, but I'm going to keep telling her that anyway, because I think I'm bound to get through to her. Eventually. That was supposed to be the big finish. It's my fault, really, isn't it, for always trying to end the gig on that joke. I'm going to keep trying it though, because I think it will come good eventually.